So, gosh, thank you so much for coming tonight. I really, really appreciate it. You might already be a customer. You might be a potential customer. You might just be here for the free booze. But whatever reason you're here, we really, really appreciate you coming tonight. To mark our birthday, I have some exciting news. It's our biggest announcement yet. Tonight, ProEconomy goes 360. Woo! But before I get into all of that, I wanted to tell you a story about my first days at ProEconomy. It was 2012, a year before Boris and Trump, Brexit hadn't been invented, and Corona was just a beer. The company was struggling. We were based around the back of some terrace houses in Leighton Buzzard, and I specifically remember thinking that I'd stay with the company for 6 months. That was 10 years ago. I remember my first day, and some of the faces I see in the audience I worked with then. So why did I stay at ProEconomy? Quite honestly, I became obsessed. I saw a company that produced a product that could make actionable change in the world. I also really liked the industry. At the time, we almost exclusively worked within the NHS. I saw great reward for working within infection prevention. What an opportunity to help people when they were at their most vulnerable. Chances are that we've all been cared for by the NHS at some point. And surely, one of the most saddest things is to be sick, go to hospital, just to become more sick. Hospital-acquired infections are a huge problem that cost the lives of over 20,000 people every year. I also liked water. I liked how essential it was. It amazed me that people could get sick from something so vital. It still amazes me that clean water is such a massive problem in the world. At the time, we only produced one product, our Orca copper and silver ionization system, and I liked the technology. It was a non-corrosive water treatment modality that didn't have a lot of the negatives of our competitors. It was also great at controlling waterborne pathogens. So we started from a great foundation. We redesigned our systems and incorporated new technology to produce better products. I am now incredibly proud to say that we treat the water for 5 of the 10 largest NHS trusts in the UK. We also treat some of the most prestigious and largest universities and hotels, and we hold the royal warrant for water treatment services at Windsor Castle. But we only produced one product, and I realized that the industry, or the water industry, was larger and more complicated than that. So we decided to actively start sampling. I remember my first meeting in an infection control and estates office. I asked to see some Legionella results. There was paperwork everywhere. It was a sea of paper clips, binders, and Post-its. And it was the same in our office. I remember thinking, there's got to be an easier way. So I got involved. I put on my work boots and sampled some of our largest clients. At the time, we were putting stickers onto bottles and then writing in biro the outlet that the sample was taken from. This, if you're not aware, is not the most effective way of getting rid of Legionella, and it's certainly not the most effective way of sampling. The problem with it is that there's no traceability to the sample. So we started thinking about barcodes. Actually, we first thought about QR codes, but that was an unmitigated disaster, so we try not to talk about it too much. Our first step was to approach our laboratory, but they said that they couldn't accept barcoded bottles. So we decided to approach loads of laboratories, and they all said no. Finally, we found a lab that was willing to work with us. And we started barcoding our bottles, barcoding the outlet that the sample was taken from, and automating our reporting process. And this was the birth of something that we call Tetris.
Water systems are big and complex, so to understand how they're working and to ensure they're delivering safe water, you need to do a lot of samples. This becomes a really big task and you end up dealing with a lot of samples. And sometimes it gets confusing what the history of the results are. Tetris is a cloud-based water management system that allows you to have all your sampling and your water quality information in one place, allows you to report it and to display it as you want. We get to site, we take a number of samples, and then once we send those samples to the lab, it creates a blank report. The lab does the analysis of those samples, and when they have the results, they upload it into the portal directly, not going through us, which is a completely independent process. And then once you have those results, you receive a notification. Anything that's actionable will be highlighted red. The workbook where all those results are displayed, you can filter and you can look at it by type of results, by date, looking at the history of one specific outlet, and you can start seeing trends. And at the same time, you have a general statistic of all your results, how many samples you've taken, how many samples have failed, what is the average count of those samples, so you can have a global view, and then by 2-4 clicks, you can get all those reports and readings in one report. So the main benefit of using Tetris is time. It allows you to display and report your results to the people that need to see them quicker than it takes you to make a coffee. It is quick, it is easy to read, and it will save you a lot of time.
Tetris was monumental for us, and we've continued to work on it. We've created a fantastic client portal. We've worked with Great Ormond Street Hospital to create a continuous workbook that will historically track your outlet results. We've created amazing customizable dashboards that will show anything from Pseudomonas positivity rates, Legionella results, total samples taken, to temperature results. We've incorporated active case notifications so that we can notify our clients of a positive result and then automatically close those cases when they get 3 negative results. And we've given our clients the ability to change the portal, to create their own reports and graphs that mean something specifically to them. Estates and infection control staff have difficult jobs. We want to make their lives easier. So we've created exportable reporting to allow them to easily report upon their water quality. For our clients that have numerous sites, we've given them the ability to have all of their sites in one place so that they can see their entire portfolio at the click of a button. It's important that we don't rest on our laurels, though, that we continue to innovate, because what we do is worth doing well. That's why, a couple of years ago, or 4 years to be exact, we created our first hardware product in the last 10 years. We call it Ray.
ProEconomy are a global water treatment company that have been selling our copper and silver ionisation system called the Orca for the last 26 years. So our Orca system, because of its scale, because of its size, it's developed to treat much larger buildings. We've had so many inquiries for much smaller properties, for maybe like a wing of a hospital, smaller care home, a residential property, maybe a restaurant or a school that don't necessarily need to use 100 litres per minute of water. So the Ray system is a scaled down version of our Orca copper and silver ionisation system. Our Orca system will treat from 7 to 100 litres per minute. The Ray system will treat from 0 to 22 litres per minute. So essentially we're taking commercial grade technology that's used in much larger properties, making it accessible to all. The Ray system is a copper and silver ionisation system that's an inline system that holds solid copper and solid silver electrodes. An electrical current is passed across the bars which enable positively charged copper and silver ions to be released into the water to kill bacteria. Copper and silver ionisation can kill biofilm, it can kill Legionella and other bacteria that will be within water systems. It is proven to be the longest lasting modality. I don't believe there's anything that's really out there on the market that's capable of treating such small levels of water in such a safe way. So the RACE system will help anyone that's looking to have safe, good quality water within their water system. This can be anywhere from perhaps maybe a residential property, somebody's home, up until maybe a ward within a hospital, anywhere that's using under 22 litres per minute of water. If you can't keep your hot water hot, your cold water cold, or keep it moving, if you're in any doubt of the water quality in your environment, it will give you that reassurance. We treated 4.8 billion litres of water across the UK last year. With the RACE system, we're hoping to help many more people.
It's in this spirit that we've created our biggest change yet. We are evolving into something that we're calling 360-degree water hygiene. We're doing this because we believe that the innovations we've made are worth expanding, that the industry is crying out for traceability, and that ultimately people's lives could be saved by more accessible data. So what do we mean by 360-degree water hygiene? Quite simply, we would like to offer, and we are offering, a one-stop water hygiene shop. This new approach has been born from client engagement, because ultimately our clients want to deal with one water company instead of several. They want to have one portal instead of many. And they don't necessarily have the time, technical resources, or desire to implement large software packages across their sites. It's at this juncture that I'd like to introduce you to Reef. With Reef, we can do everything. We can do TMV maintenance, we can do tank cleaning, we can do absolutely everything that a site could require. All accessible at the click of a button. We can even asset map your site and export all of that data directly into our Tetris system so that you don't have to. No software implementation downtime. No large software packages to install across your site. We'll do all of that for you. All of our Reef services come with Tetris bolted on for free. And our experienced and qualified engineers will be on site to make sure that every TMV maintenance is photographed, recorded, and traced. Our end goal is to offer a service that is interlinked. Too many times we see various companies working on various aspects of a water system. We want to offer the solution to this. One portal where you can see everything that's going on in your water system. What happens if you already have some software that you're happy with? Not a problem. We can export all of our data directly in to your software so that you can use the tools that you're familiar with. We see 360-degree water hygiene as the future of water. Sampling, treatment, and remediation, all accessible at the click of a button. We already have a host of clients that are using this approach, and we are incredibly excited to expand that number in the coming years.